It's interesting to look down the line, Richard, as we were just going down with the camera there. The tremendous balance we have now between youth and experienced players, and I think we've got experienced players in some very good positions tonight as well.
Look at Stuart Pearce's face when it comes through.
I think just for once I've seen Alan Shearer moved by the emotion of the occasion here tonight. That's terrific, isn't it?
Fabulous experience for any player walking out. And when Wembley's full, I only did it a couple of times, playing in a full house at Wembley, and it's money can't buy it. Superb. And it's like this is a game we need to win. Like the friendlies we had leading up to the European Championship, this is the business tonight, and the players will be up for it.
And it's a good point Ray Wilkins made, isn't it, about the youth that we're looking at there, Neville and Beckham from Manchester United, and the experience that's in there, Stuart Pearce, and Shearer now as well, whose career started so young at international level, and David Seaman.
That's a smashing blend, smashing blend. We've got experience right through the side, the heart of the side. I don't think we'll concede tonight.
And isn't it great to hear, feel, be part of? Wonderful night, isn't it?
I think this is what's happened from the Europeans, though, Richard. I was asking Peter and Joe what their crowds are like in their own grounds, and they said they've been packed out all the time, and it's just the way that football has gripped our nation, thankfully, and finally it's back.
It's just the seed of something really big, Joe.
I hope so. I think it's great that the crowd is so pro the team. I mean, we've all been here when the crowd have been waiting for something to go wrong. At the moment, they're waiting for something to go right, and that's so important. This is a big, big game, bearing in mind the group games to come.
Italy, of course, in action tonight against Georgia. The Republic of Ireland are playing. They're one up against Macedonia, incidentally. Jason McAteer, the goal scorer. Our live football is from Wembley Stadium. The qualifier here between England and Poland, of all people. Here in 73, who have been beaten on a few occasions since, mind you. Amongst the dignitaries tonight, the Right Honourable the Lord Howell of Aston Manor, better known to most of us as Dennis Howell, the former Minister for Sport. The FA, Ray, said prior to this game that they wanted to drag through, push through, bring through the atmosphere from Euro 96. Have they achieved that tonight?
Well, it looks as if they've achieved that, Richard, yeah, and I'm delighted that they have done as well. I think all we need to do now is make sure that when we play friendly games, we stick them around the country to make sure that the other parts of the country can see our national side play. And I think we would have this fervour right throughout the whole system, and I think that would be wonderful.
That's a great point, that. Smashing point.
Alan Shearer, England's captain tonight, down the line as they continue to sing in the stadium. That's nice as well. That used to happen many years ago, Joe, didn't it?
Yes, there's always that family tradition as well. You see a lot of young kids at the game tonight.
A lot of them in that team. Paul Gascoigne at 29 now. One of the senior pros. Gary Southgate. Andy Hinchcliffe. See the sort of character to get moved by a night like this?
As he gets older, he's getting better. I think this would have frightened Andy a few years ago, but now he's starting to believe how good he is, and hopefully he'll show you what a player he can be.
Stuart Pearce, the former skipper, who retired after Euro 96, and Glenn Hoddle talked him back. I'm very pleased he made that decision. There is Glenn Hoddle with his assistant John Gorman. Nicky Barmby behind them amongst the substitutes tonight, so too is Teddy Sheringham.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems.
Bierzemy God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen, God save the Queen. Save the victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us, God save the Queen.
Glenn Tilbrook singing proudly the national anthem. Ivona Janusz-Jacques singing for Poland. It's a pity that wasn't better received. That's the only black spot on the night. Great night lies ahead of us. The World Cup qualifier between England and Poland coming up live here on Sky Sports. Our match commentators Trevor Francis and Martin Tyler.
The England faithful are already in a party mood. One topic dominating the conversation around Wembley, this recently announced England team. Certainly an extra emphasis on attack. Pairing together the Newcastle duo, the two top scorers since the start of the Premier League, supported by Steve McManaman with licence to roam, that Gary Pallister and one of the scorers in Moldova, Nick Barmby, are left out, only emphasises the current competition for places.
Yes, England will start with three at the back, but it can also be a flexible formation. If Beckham does have a problem with a fast-raiding winger on the left-hand side, they can revert to a flat back four, of course.
Poland are on a very poor run, but not to be underestimated. Their number 4, Jóźwiak, stopped Shearer's scoring in 2 Champions League games last season. Novak, the captain, is a key figure in midfield, and England must watch the quality of potentially a new Polish superstar, 21-year-old number 11, Marek Citko.
Yes, a number of these players play their football outside of Poland, including the danger man up front, Wojcicka. But I would expect this team to defend in numbers and try and catch England on the counter-attack.
Seven substitutes named for each nation. 3 can be brought on. No place on the England bench, though, for Paul Merson or for David Batty. Germany's Helmut Krug back in England, where he refereed a couple of games in Euro '96. So Glenn Hoddle has had a full week to get his players fully focused. They've certainly impressed him on the training ground, and now is the chance to impress him out on the pitch. Poland out to show that they're not as bad as their record shows. 12 games without a win. That's the worst sequence since they started playing international football. So the two big hitters to get the game underway, Messrs Shearer and Ferdinand. So much has happened for them since they played together at Wembley for Newcastle in the Charity Shield back in August. They've been hitting it off up on Tyneside. Now can they do it in the England context? McManaman. Well, if atmosphere counts for anything, Trevor, England have almost got a goal start here.
Yes, it's just like the days in the summer, isn't it? Fantastic atmosphere. Just look at the team that England put out here, Martin. It's as we expected. The man in possession there, Paul Ince, he's going to play a holding role in just in front of the back three.
Well, here's Citko, this promising youngster, and they've got numbers forward here, Poland, as they try to catch England with a quick early counter-attack. Certainly it's in the thinking of the home players, I'm sure. They nearly buckled under the weight of that run from Citko, but England should be looking to get in amongst it in an aggressive opening of their own. Gascoigne. Shearer, as we expected, with Jóźwiak at his back. It was Blackburn against Legia in the Champions League last season when they came into direct conflict in 2 separate matches, and in neither of those games did Shearer manage a goal. Southgate takes the free kick, trying to pick out Ferdinand. Well, Poland were the last nation to visit Wembley in the World Cup. England won 3-0 just over 3 years ago. But it was a campaign blighted by dropped home points against Holland and Norway, and Glenn Hoddle very conscious of the need to avoid similar slips this time. Michalski beaten by Pearce. Gascoigne, who's much fitter than he was for the match in Moldova at the start of September. And you might recall he had to stay out at half-time to stop an Achilles tendon stiffening up. Harry Neville leading away against Bashika.
What's very clear, Martin, from these opening 2 minutes, that England will be careful not to lose possession, because they're very, very quick on the counter-attack. They certainly run at pace with the ball.
Southgate was in the centre of England's three at the back, the role that Gary Pallister had in Moldova. And Neville was pushed on to the wide midfield position. Ferdinand took it well, was trying to get away from Boitala, who's clearly been deputed to take care of Ferdinand if he can.
Yes, good play there from Ferdinand, uses his strength, good initial control. There you see Boitala just failing him.
Free kick taken by Pearce. Ferdinand wins it, but Shearer come quite sensibly perhaps into a more central position. There was a lot of weight on the header from Ferdinand and nowhere to run into that space for England. Southgate. Wembley packed with patriotism, if you like. Coach has changed, but the continuity is here from the crowd in terms of size, the volume of support, and of course the song that has become an inspiration to the players themselves. No bigger patriot than the player taking this free kick. Shearer. McManaman. Asked to try and influence proceedings pretty much in the role that he gets with Liverpool. Well, of course, his effectiveness has troubled Premiership defenders. He takes the short corner to Gascoigne. Very nearly got into the penalty area in that type of possession that gives opponents so many difficulties. Ince, who was arguably England's best player in Moldova. Ferdinand. Shearer. Well, he looked down in disappointment.
Yeah, I was slightly surprised that England elected to go short with the corner, Martin. Here you see Ferdinand, good little knockdown to Shearer. And already on a couple of occasions, Ferdinand has shown his power in the air. And I think it would have been a good opportunity to put one in the box. Just test them early on.
They've been working very hard on dovetailing their talents, Ferdinand and Shearer. They both prefer to work the right-hand side. And what's actually happened with Newcastle is that Ferdinand has enjoyed opportunity to roam about rather than be tied down through the centre as he felt last season. And here come Poland, here's Bashika, and here's Chico with a real chance, and England are a goal down after 6 minutes. And Chico has scored for Poland.
Well, it was a bad defensive mistake, wasn't it, from Gareth Southgate. Straightforward cross comes in. He's got the chance to get it away. Seaman, no chance. It's an excellent finish from Chico. But a disastrous start for England.
they're calling Poland's Maradona, scores in a senior international for the first time, and he's picked a very big stage on which to open his account for his country. Zielinski. Chico. This is Kaito. And a change for the moment in the mood around Wembley Stadium. The player responsible for that. Well, we've emphasised the attacking options available in this selection by Glenn Hoddle, but at the moment the concern is one piece of frail defending, and even prior to that, Trevor, as you pointed out, the willingness of Poland to pick the ball up and move forward in numbers very quickly.
Yes, Ben will be disappointed with that goal, Martin. That was a straightforward ball into the box. We weren't outnumbered. We had 2-on-2 there, Southgate and Gary Neville. Both of them had the opportunity to get the ball away. It fell to Chico, and he's not going to make a mistake from that sort of distance. A bad goal to concede.
There's Viat. Oh, and Southgate missed it. Pearce also stuck out a foot, and, well, he's trying to get the message across, and it needs to be received and understood by England at the back.
Well, this is a far better cross. There's not a Polish player near Southgate. He misses it. Pearce is not sure who's behind him. Does the right thing. Just plays it out for a corner. But it looks a rather shaky back three, doesn't it, Martin? There's no definite central defender there. I felt before the game there's a little bit of a risk.
Novak will take the corner. Poland trying to really press home their advantage. More hesitation from England, and no one in red attacking it. Quite a character, Peter Novak, and they're pleased to have him back. He's had a lot of injury problems, but he's a natural leader.
I think the lineup from Glenn Hoddle surprised one or two. It's a very adventurous lineup, Martin, but there were one or two that mentioned the fact that of the England back three, Pearce is a recognised full-back. Gary Neville's played most of his football as a full-back, and of course Gareth Southgate, who's in possession of the ball, he played most of his football before moving to Aston Villa as a central midfield player. So, you know, the remittance of Gary Pallister, obviously a calculated risk.
Yes, Pallister is named amongst the substitutes, in case any of you were wondering whether that bad back of bygone months had resurfaced, which is not the case. Well, early days, but
yes,
England...
it is early days, Martin. If you're going to concede a goal at home, it's better you do it in the first 10 minutes than the last 10 minutes. They've got at least 80 minutes now to get the goal back.
Here's Shearer. Viat getting in the way. McManaman. Now Beckham. Too straightforward. Neville having to retreat. Poland have been in such disarray that they have now got their third coach within the last year. He's a man who knows a lot about the job, Antonin Piechnicek. Beckham again. Now Neville. And a foul by Beckham. Yes, Antonin Piechnicek summoned after an absence of almost 10 years. There he is with the Atkinson sunglasses. He's trying to recreate his previous successes as coach of Poland. He's in charge in '82 when they finished third. He was also involved when England knocked out Poland, the day that made Gary Lineker a world figure with that hat-trick in Monterrey in '86. Chico. Good marking from England again. Michalski. Aito. Gascoigne trying to get his challenge in. And Ferdinand as well. England all hands to the pumps. Novak. And again. Chico. Yazviak, having come a long way, rather wasted the opportunity to sustain the possession for Poland. They got it back again through Novak and here through Bałyszyński.
Well, the word prior to the game, Martin, was that Poland were going to come here, look for a draw, play very defensive. It's the exact opposite. It's their movement, the number of players they're throwing in forward areas that's causing England problems. In fact, now Andy Inchcliffe has gone into a left-back area and England are virtually playing with 5 at the back.
And they can't get a touch of the ball in midfield at the moment. That's a bit short from Valdok, as almost complacency creeping in for Poland in that spell of possession. Now McManaman try and change the tempo here as England look to try and change the scoreline as well. Shearer can't quite get there. He claims he was bundled over. Didn't get too much support from his colleagues, or significantly from the referee.
It was great vision there from McManaman. If the ball had not been hit so hard, I think Shearer would have been in. Just slightly overhit.
Yazviak was on sentry duty as the ball went past both of them and was claimed by Bosniak, the goalkeeper, who hasn't as yet been called upon to produce any Tomaszewski-like heroics. Novak, he will always want the ball. The doubts about his player is his stamina. Michalski. In behind Gascoigne. Inks trying to get a tackle in. Novak is there again to keep Poland going forward. And Pearce hooks it away. It's been a nervous opening quarter of an hour for England, in which Chico has punished this unsatisfactory start. Michalski trying to head it on.
I really feel, Martin, that they've surprised us. That's the problem.
Aito with a long throw again. Oh, and that deflects away from Bashika's shot off Southgate. Bashika, who played at Wembley back in 1989 when Poland were on the wrong end of the result again. Might be different tonight.
Once again, not particularly good defending as that long throw came in. I think I counted 3 players who went for that ball. Went loose to the midfield player. Could have found ourselves 2 goals behind.
Novak to take the corner. Glanced away by Hinchcliffe. Chico, not frightened of taking on defenders, and the shot also reflecting the upbeat mood of Poland from Bałyszyński.
It's clever play from Chico, wasn't it? Not too far wide, but I think David Seaman had it well covered at the near post.
Gascoigne, Ince. Now Beckham. Ince has gone on and wasn't marked, and he's disappointed that the ball wasn't better angled into the Polish penalty area.
Well, that's the first occasion Paul Ince has broken forward. He's been locked just in front of the back 3, and that surge certainly opened up one or two things for England.
Holding on McManaman by Bauer. Quick free kick to Gascoigne. Comes back McManaman's way again. Beckham going in powerfully. It could have been construed that he was raising a stud or two. Ball stayed in play, certainly got the cross in. The referee wasn't going to stop the game, and Beckham reacted quicker than the Polish players around him.
Yes, that wasn't a bad cross, and it was disappointing for Beckham's sake that Shearer and Ferdinand neither attacked the near post. They both went to the far stick.
Barshika, who plays his football in Greece with Panathinaikos. Barushinsky, who's based in Germany. Michalski. Chico letting it run from Michalski. England again looking lacking in conviction at the back. More notes for the head coach, who's experiencing this Wembley scenario in his present job for the first time. Not a happy experience so far, and there could be more danger to come here. In the end, Southgate gets it away from Haito. All sorts of players from all sorts of angles getting into the penalty area for Poland. Haito, who's ostensibly the right wing-back.
It was an excellent run actually from Haito. He got on the inside of Hinchcliffe.
McManaman. We talked about an almost embarrassment of attacking riches in English football at the moment. Well, it's now time for those qualities to come into play here at Wembley tonight. Gascoigne. Beckham for Gascoigne. A bit more control from England in the build-up. As you can see, they're well behind in the possession. It's not just the amount of possession that Poland are having, it's the quality of their work as well that's so worrying for the home support. Novak is impressive. Stopped by Gascoigne. Shot from Haito. Now Bauer. He is more of a holding midfield player. Michalski trying to link up as the furthest man forward. Ferdinand. Certainly down to the Newcastle pairing then. Lack of close support from midfield.
We spoke about this being an adventurous system that England have employed, Martin, but it's a good system if we've got control of the game. We don't have that at the moment. So what we've got at the moment is that Stuart Pearce is virtually playing as a double centre-half with Gareth Southgate. Hinchcliffe playing as an orthodox left-back, and Neville playing the right-back area. So at times it's become a back four.
At the moment, well, England were trying to develop that piece of play through midfield. Hinchcliffe had pressed on down the left-hand side. But the space here, wide of Beckham for Barushinsky. Barshika, number 9, trying to drag defenders away so that Barushinsky can go on himself. That's good work from Beckham there. Just runs on powerfully enough for Wozniak to pick up. Goalkeeper who plays for Porto, has been doing well in their Champions League campaign this season. 2 wins out of 2. Well, it's Polish and it's polished at the moment. It's McManaman. Well, he'd actually got free. The ball switched towards Ferdinand. The knockdown was encouraging. Sure couldn't get there that time. Novak. Well, Chico had turned his back, but he improvised and recovered, and Poland get a throw. Chico plays for Widzew Lodz. Something of a reformed character after being a wild teenager, is now looking to raise funds to help build a church in his home village. A few more donations after the goal here at Wembley tonight. Southgate. Well, I think England, even at this difficult stage, do have in their favour is the strength of their morale, really. Poland, after their indifferent results over the last 12 games, 6 draws and 6 defeats, would have been desperate not to concede the first goal here tonight.
Trying to think, Martin, when I last saw an England team, you know, played as much as this in the opening 20 minutes.
Chico. I suppose Spain did particularly well here in Euro 96 without looking as though they ever quite had the cutting edge that Poland have already found here.
There are worrying signs, you know, every time Poland go forward, they're getting extra men over. They look really ill at ease in defensive situations.
It's given as a free kick, and Novak will take it. And Poland's stock might rise even higher here. Since able to intervene. And there's still some reorganisation to be done in there. Novak in charge of the set piece again. Ito. He had the last touch, I think he did. It's a goal kick. It's only his third cap. He's another of the newcomers as they try to rebuild their side and their reputation. We were talking right at the very start about the importance of winning the home games. England are behind at Wembley. Gascoigne. Zelensky, I think, going for the ball, but certainly not getting there, and maybe the referee recognising that fact.
Martin, I can't agree with that. I don't think there was any attempt to play the ball. Gascoigne had gone past him quite clearly. He knew he had to bring him down.
Then he should have got a yellow card.
Most definitely, I agree with that.
Gascoigne trying to set the free kick quickly. Pearce, who is on one yellow card from the match in Moldova, as is Ince. If they were to get booked tonight, they'd miss England's next game in Georgia in November. Beckham. Sorting out to be done by England here. Beckham. Shearer. Goalkeeper committed. England are level. Alan Shearer has done the trick. Goalkeeper was found wanting, but Shearer did exactly what England needed.
Well, Beckham looks up, plays a good diagonal ball. Shearer, good position, good header. But once again, very, very poor defensive goal. The keeper comes nowhere near the ball. He's a good 2 yards short. Great goal for England. Bad defensive error from Poland.
So, the big occasion brings the best out of Shearer again. Remember, he didn't score in 12 successive so-called friendlies. 7 goals in 7 games since competition returned for England. And an absolutely crucial one here, after Poland had dictated the shape of the opening 25 minutes. Simple when it came, and a helping hand from a goalkeeper who couldn't raise a hand. And suddenly England are getting first to balls that they were coming second to before. Ferdinand stopped in his tracks. as Baldock was the target to try and reach the free kick, which he would have done had the ball dropped beyond Paul-Ince. So Poland have a corner. Chico will take it. Straight to Gascoigne though. And he's stopped by Barushinsky, and could have been costly getting caught in possession there.
Certainly was a dangerous area to be dribbling out of defence.
Well, I suppose down the years, Trevor, we've seen plenty of World Cup qualifiers at Wembley that have been tight and tense and defence-minded. It's certainly not been like that here, and Poland have played a big part in shaping up the nature of this particular qualifier. But England are starting to have their say now.
Well, the goal came in a timely moment for England because they were second best against the run of play. The goal came, but it's an important goal. It's given them the confidence now to go on to better things.
Baldock. In goes Ince for England. McManaman wanted it to beat, Ince played it into space. And there's another animated discussion going on.
What impressed me about the goal, Martin, was finally it was a simple header for Alan Shearer, but the position that he took up for a midfield player, and Beckham, it was a classic position that Shearer took up. He allowed Beckham to play the diagonal ball, he pulled off his marker. It was a great position.
And Glenn Hoddle saw Poland play against Germany recently, and Oliver Bierhoff, who of course his mark here at Wembley in Euro '96. He got away from a marker then and scored in that game against Poland. Well, Shearer's done it at an important time for England tonight.
I think it was Wojtala, wasn't it? He pulled off his marker. He didn't get much help because obviously the keeper came and shouted but got nowhere near it.
On from Barber. A bit of time for Chitko. Novak, and he's given it away, and that wasn't the story of the opening 20 minutes when he was the boss in midfield. Beckham, England swarming forward, flag went up.
Once again, a good early ball that from Beckham. Les Ferdinand, unfortunately, just straight inches offside. But that's what strikers appreciate. Good early balls from midfield players.
Well, it's David Beckham's first Wembley international, of course, but won the FA Cup here with Manchester United. He scored here in August in the Charity Shield. Novak. Michalski moving into space. But Hinchliffe got back. Another international novice who's won the FA Cup at Wembley. Now fulfilling the promise of those early years with Manchester City, and a lot to thank Joe Royle for that. Southgate winning the header. This ball seized upon by Novak as Poland tries to regain the initiative. They can't do that way. That's handball by Barushinsky. Shearer. Now Pearce. Shearer puts on the brakes, and moves Ferdinand furthest forward at the moment. England keeping it short across the back line. Now Beckham. McManaman. And Neville didn't need to be told. So half an hour of cut and thrust, and a goal for each side. Chico giving England that early shock, and Alan Shearer rising to the challenge. Poland's goal presented to England, and heading a priceless equaliser.
Yeah, he's done well there, hasn't he, Alan Shearer, because he must have had one eye on the goalkeeper, but he's kept his eye also on the ball. Did well.
Referee deciding that Ferdinand had been throwing his weight about. He's on such a good run, of course, for Newcastle. He scored in his last 6 games for his club. Kevin Keegan much happier with These two huge purchases up front. Must have been so frustrating for Ferdinand. He didn't kick a ball in Euro 96. Only started 3 games under Terry Venables. Pierce. Well, given the earlier fallibility of Wozniak, wondered whether an England striker might have just charged in on that to try and even distract his line of vision. But the catch was completed without any great event. McManaman. Now Gascoigne. McManaman wanting the quick throw and getting it. But England get a free kick for the foul by Michalski. Poland have pulled everyone back. Gascoigne takes it. It's Jóźwiak who cleared. Southgate in quickly. Dropping it nicely for Gascoigne. And one of those positions again where he could put on his party piece.
Once again, excellent play from England. Good ball from Southgate. And a wonderful first touch from Gascoigne.
Well, there's more Christmas about England's work in defence. It needed crisping up as well, and also in attack. Gascoigne just eased it away from Chico. Beckham setting off down the right-hand side. The ball fed into the feet of Ferdinand. He turns Jóźwiak, and there's a space for Ferdinand to accelerate into. Well, he didn't see it that way himself.
No, he should have gone all the way, but Les didn't fancy shooting with his left foot. Much prefers it to be on his right-hand side, and that's the reason why I think he didn't go all the way.
But there was a conspicuous lack of cover. Beckham.
That's what happens, Martin, when you're playing man-to-man. You know, if that had been a zonal system, I think the player would have just stayed there and Les would have ran into him. But immediately the marker just swapped over and left a space for Les Ferdinand to go into.
10 minutes to go to half-time. Jóźwiak being told to hurry up with the taking of the throw. Novak. Michalski, all forward for Poland here. Rashica was trying to be the decoy. Gascoigne, Poland having to turn. And Gascoigne couldn't quite apply the strength to go with the skill that time. Game spread at the moment. Maybe just for a moment. Novak, plotting again. Chico. Michalski. Barshinsky, who likes to shoot from long range, has a reputation for that. He scored against England under 21s 3 years ago at Millwall. And the goalkeeper he beat was Ian Walker, who is back up to David Seaman tonight. Neville. Now Southgate. Ferdinand looking for Beckham, and it was just too strong the pass. Beckham, who spent a lot of this first half close to the right-hand touchline, saw the chance to mix it up by darting through the middle here.
Yeah, excellent run from Beckham. Just slightly overhit from Ferdinand.
Shearer taking over from Ferdinand. He'll go for goal himself. It was deflected to Ferdinand. He tees up Shearer! Great strike! 2 for Shearer, 2 for England. It's looking much, much happier now.
Oh, what a fantastic strike this is from Shearer. First one goes to Ferdinand. He lays it off. He's on for the second. Absolutely magnificent strike.
And the 2 in tandem here. Scored by Shearer, set up by Ferdinand, and it's England 2, Poland 1.
Well, you can see what Glenn thinks of it. It's a great strike, terrific power, and also great accuracy.
What a run Alan Shearer's on. When it matters, he delivers. Chico. That was a theatrical call, and Gascoigne had a word from the youngsters here, whether he understood it, whether he even heard it in the bedlam that is Wembley now. McManaman, England looking for more. Foul by Haito.
It's a very bad challenge. Very bad challenge that was. Could possibly have been a booking that.
There's been no fervent brandishing of the cards from Helmut Krug. Ince. Southgate. Shearer on a hat-trick. It's a corner.
This is a real test for Poland now. I'm sure Hinchcliffe will come over and take this. With his left foot in, swinging towards that near post.
Hinchcliffe will take it. Stuart Pearce in there to try and unsettle Wozniak. It's hardly looked convincing. It's Shearer! Well, in the end, it did need another touch, and it didn't get one. McManaman. England winning it back well forward. Beckham. England won't now want this half to come to a close.
Well, my first reaction was a little push from Shearer. Possibly not. Powerful header back across from where it came from.
McManaman. More and more elusive now. Ince will try one on his left foot, and it wasn't a bad try at all.
Great dribble this from McManaman. Runs to Ince, he wastes no time on his left foot. Not a bad effort.
It's been another goal for the Republic of Ireland against Macedonia. Tony Cascarino adding to the opener from Jason McAteer. Vashika. Free kick for Poland. The ball just knocked away there by Gary Neville, and again, one or two referees would have produced a card for that. It wasn't too ostentatious, but it was against the letter of the current law.
I have to say, Martin, the referee has controlled this game excellently. He spotted the free kick. Once or twice, though, he could have put out the yellow card, couldn't he?
McManaman. Beckham really racing down the right. Not in quite the right place for McManaman. He held on and went on. Now a touch for Beckham. Neville coming up on the inside. And they've still got four waiting for any sort of cross, which Beckham might think about supplying. Again, a good piece of refereeing. There was a push by Pearce, but an advantage played because Novak was very quickly onto the ball and finding Chico. And Novak can shoot from here, and he does! And it swerved, and it needed turning aside by Seaman.
Well, they can't give Novak that sort of room. I think Stuart Pearce should have come out quicker and closed him down. Allows him to shoot. Seaman makes a good one-handed save.
Poland trying to finish the half the way they started it. Well, it was a header from Haito.
Well, once again, it's not particularly good marking. Free header there for Haito.
Well, coming up for you on Sky Sport on Saturday. That's a special date for your diary, live from Old Trafford. Manchester United against Liverpool. Some England colleagues tonight will be in opposition. One of the biggest league games of any season, and you'll see it on Sky Sports on Saturday, 10:30. Poland's ball. Well, it hasn't been a half truly to the liking of Glenn Hoddle, you can be sure of that. England have been slovenly in the early stages, conceding their first goal of this World Cup campaign, but their response has been full of potential now. Ince, with that booking in Moldova in mind. Ince, well, is that a let-off, Trevor?
No, I think the referee interpreted that as an accident. And I think he was right.
He's certainly played his part, Helmut Krug, in the flow of this first half at Wembley. He's kept up with the considerable pace of a most entertaining international. And of course, we hardly need to stress for you the most important international, Chico. Gascoigne with a little gesture of neutral respect then.
It's been a great first half, Martin, because both sides have gone forward to try and win the game. Don't always see that at Wembley, do we? Often sides come here looking for a draw, but not tonight.
Well, Poland trying to catch England out, but Alan Shearer has come up with some answers. This after a really shocked start when Chico took this early opening, and England very much on the back foot then. Defensively disorganised, but once Alan Shearer had got the better of some poor goalkeeping in truth, but a very, very purposeful header. England coming on strong, and Shearer slamming in the goal by which England lead at the break. They lead at Wembley by 2-1.
Coming up from Sky Sports this weekend, the Friday night football, Norwich against Ipswich, the East Anglian derby. 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 3. Right now, England against Poland, 2-1 England. It's 1-0 to Italy, incidentally, in their qualifier against Georgia. Ravanelli and the Republic of Ireland leading 2-0 tonight against Macedonia. Let's rejoin Trevor Francis and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Well, it has been something of a preconception that this group is between England and Italy. Poland have shown so far what they have to offer, and of course, if you look down the records, like most nations, they're much more effective at home. They certainly have a hotbed to play in Katowice, where England have had some anxious times in the past and are probably scheduled to perform there in May in the return match. Here's Michalski. Poland have almost come here believing that the weak part of the England game is their defending, and attack is the best form of defence for them. This is McManaman, and that's his play off.
I think he chose the wrong option there, McManaman. David Beckham made a good run on the outside, made the 2-on-1 situation. McManaman chose to come inside.
Chico just selling Michalski short. And it was an old-fashioned hospital pass, really. Michalski's in some distress. Rajinski, we talked about his willingness to shoot from long range, trying to cut in from the left onto his strong right foot. But Poland have an injury problem in the opening seconds of the second half.
Well, you can see exactly what happened there. Michalski kicked the underside of Gareth Southgate's studs. That would be rather painful, I would think.
That's 2 goals now for Tony Cascarino in Dublin. Southgate also in need of a little bit of attention from Gary Lewin there, but I'm sure he has to go off as a formality, not because of any lasting problem. I don't know whether we can say the same about Michalski. Still checking the damage. Poland for the moment down to 10 men. Haito. Novak. Now Vashika, not the Vashika who used to play for Everton, incidentally. Same name, different player. This is Christoph, Robert of Everton fame, last heard of playing in a new league in the United States. Didn't come off the Gascoigne there. This is Bałaszynski. Looking for support from Baudok. Gascoigne. There was a good anticipation from Beckham, who set off really before Gascoigne had mastered the ball in the first place. Beckham again. Straight to Novak. Vashika. Got Chico trying to keep pace with him, having given him the ball in the first place.
I think Gareth Southgate's come back on the field, but he's limping quite heavily. Don't be surprised if England make a substitution, because he looks to be struggling.
Southgate has to go off for further attention. Glenn Hoddle now down at bench level for the second half. Piercing quickly. Michalski is back on. Gary Pallister. Being hurried into action, Ray Clements trying to get the signal. And it doesn't look good for Gareth Southgate. Another Wembley disappointment for him. Foul by Michalski on Gascoigne. Novak trying to exert the same sort of control as he had for spells in the first half. This is Baruzinski. Baldog letting it run for Michalski. Boitala. Even having to manage without recognised a central defender at the moment. Gary Neville probably won't thank me for saying that. He's played in that position often enough and learning his trade at Manchester United, although not that often in the senior side. Impact from Pallister. He was left out from the team that won in Moldova. The free kick earned by Ferdinand's refusal to be knocked off the ball. On comes Pallister.
And will he go straight into an attacking position for this free kick?
I think he's still sorting out his defensive position at the moment, Trevor. Gascoigne not happy with what he sees further forward. Pearce has gone upfield too far forward. Stuart Pearce has seen plenty of Poland in the past. He's playing against them for the 6th time tonight. And actually was one of the scorers in that win the last time Poland were here in Graham Taylor's World Cup campaign. Feels he was hard done by there. He thought he'd got the ball.
I think Shearer's got a case. There you can see it quite clearly getting the ball.
Michalski.
I wouldn't imagine that in Germany that the German refs too familiar with centre forwards tracking back like that and dispossessing defenders. Certainly something that Shearer's done all his career.
Tell Jurgen Klinsmann that, are you? Here comes Beckham for England. Now McManaman. Beckham moving outside him. McManaman trying to give a real problem for Jozwiak to protest his innocence, but England have got the free kick. This could be a real opportunity.
This time Gary Pallister has gone forward.
Stuart Pearce often had seniority in these positions, but Andy Hinchcliffe has been terrific in training over the past few days. He takes it, and what was working well in practice couldn't quite stand the test that time.
Slightly overhit, wasn't it, to the far post? See there, Pallister and Ferdinand going for the one which was more central. Gascoigne go around the back.
Novak. The corner for Poland. Novak was telling me yesterday that he once played in a trial game for Port Vale, but couldn't get into the game in midfield. And nothing came of that. Certainly got into the game tonight. Poland well up on the corner count. it short to Chico. Overhitting those who were gathering beyond David Seaman's far post. Plays for TSV Munich 1860 in Germany. Does Peter Novak. Gascoigne. Press. This was Gary Neville. Seaman's kick was a full one straight to Novak. He's recognised the danger. Dan Hull's been talking about the need for England not to be too gung-ho, to play what he calls a qualifying football, which is different from tournament play. Whether he's just asked for a little bit more care, caution and control at the start of the second half. The most important thing for England tonight is to win the game. With Italy playing at home to Georgia, could mean, if it's a narrow win, that Italy could, with a good win themselves in Perugia, go to the top of the table. But a win at this stage that was paramount rather than the number of goals scored and collecting that victory. Some Seaman getting a bit close to each other. Bardock. It's always difficult when you come on as a substitute, particularly I would think for a player like Gary Pallister, who can't have done it too often. It just seems to be more of him to warm up than most players. Field by Bashika, had it really come off, England could have been in terrible trouble there as Michalski read it. There wasn't quite enough power on the change of direction for Poland.
Yes, you get the feeling that England badly need a third goal, because there's still plenty of threat in this Polish side.
Well, it's Beckham put away by Shearer. Ferdinand coming in, Gascoigne. Can he work a side of goal here? We fancy that he might, but it's only a corner when it could have been more.
Great break this from Beckham. There you see England. Great situation, plays the right ball. Gascoigne trying to work it onto his right foot, but it's excellent defending there from Roy Thala.
It's an Andy Hinchcliffe corner. Vicious bend on it too, and well, the goalkeeper, who was very culpable on England's first goal, read the swerve that time and hauled it in. Bashika. Now Wojtala. Bashika again. Poland still very much in this game. And they've got 5 players forward here. They haven't played it right. And England have got room in which to work themselves. With the youthful pairing of McManaman and Beckham on that far side. Ferdinand and Shearer jogging into the centre. Gascoigne is there as well. It's Beckham's cross. Well run by Wojtala. Comes for Insta. Hinchcliffe. It's a testing ball, and the goalkeeper this time managed to do what he failed conspicuously to achieve in the first half. He beat Shearer to the punch.
Well, that was certainly an interesting break from England. They got 5 men forward against the 5 defenders of Poland. Certainly anybody's game at this moment.
Bałuzinski. Past Ince. Hit Pearce. Now Novak. Plenty of trickery in the Polish ranks. Michalski. Bashika in contact with Neville, but to his credit, no attempt to try and deceive the referee then.
You mentioned the game's being stretched, Martin. You're quite right. It's going from one end to the other. You just feel that England, they have the advantage. Half an hour to go. They could do with maybe consolidating a little bit in midfield. I think they're trying to push too many men forward. They've got the advantage. They must try and keep it now.
Launched by Pearce. Gascoigne has covered a lot of ground to try and be on the end of that. He gets a pass and an involvement now from Beckham. Gascoigne's cross. Well, I said cross. The goalkeeper had to deal with it himself, and he was trying to bend it away from Wozniak.
Yes, Shearer's in a great position here at the far post. I don't think that's intentional from Gascoigne. He was trying to cross it, and almost scores.
An hour gone. A really captivating hour of World Cup football at Wembley. Hinchcliffe with the corner, and it's Pearce popping the header over the top.
Yeah, there's a good out-swinging corner this from Hinchcliffe. Pearce comes off the keeper. Approximately 6-7 yards, gets the header, but can't quite direct it downwards.
That bruised cheekbone that he's got just adds to the warrior look of Stuart Pearce. Haito. Halski couldn't control it. Here is Pearce. Shearer showing up front. Tyler keeping his eye on the ball sensibly. Haito. Novak. Poland wheeling and interchanging positions in midfield. Chico. It's doing very well, not once but twice. Gascoigne inviting McManaman to stretch forward again. Beckham with a sharp change of direction. And then he was impeded. Jozwiak was trying to say he couldn't get out of the way.
Well, I can't believe how many fouls this man's committed, Jozwiak. And still, he hasn't got in the book, has he, Martin?
Oh, been no sign of a card being produced, and is this a new mandate from FIFA? If it is, I think a lot of us would be happy. Certainly the refereeing gospel according to the German Helbert Krug. And England with Alan Shearer on a hat-trick and a free kick. But well, had it been maybe a yard and a half to the goalkeeper's left to Shearer's right, he might have been celebrating that third goal.
Well, he certainly gets a lot of dip on it, doesn't he? All you can ask from that distance is hit the target. He does that. Possibly would have gone over, but the keeper makes sure.
Gascoigne's gone across to join Hinchcliffe and just peeled away now. Hinchcliffe puts it in. Goalkeeper gets lucky. That could easily have fallen to an England player. There's a lot of controversy about which of the two goalkeepers brought here should be picked tonight. Wozniak really getting the nod on the fast working relationship with the coach, Pietr. Szczesny, the other keeper, is not at all happy. I can tell you about being demoted for this game. He might be back after what we've seen from Wozniak tonight. Neville was quick across. That's on the Pietr. Wondering whether Poland can pick themselves up with a second goal here, and Seaman with a change of mind in the end. He obviously knew where his post was, where the ball was, but it didn't look particularly tidy.
Yes, you can see David Seaman there and a little moan at his players. I think he's unhappy because he just allowed him to shoot when I think David expected him to close him down.
Seaman, along with Gascoigne, McManaman and Shearer, picked out as outstanding players of the recent convention of international coaches, like Van Hoddle, who was present, purring with pride. Here's McManaman and Shearer. And what England have done to leave their imprint on Europe, now it's an opportunity to do it on an even wider front in the World Cup. Beckham on Barushinsky, who stayed down. Gascoigne gives it away to Novak, who, aware of the plight of his colleague.
That was great play from Beckham. He must have sprinted all of 50 yards here. Gets his reward. Well-timed tackle.
Super tackle. unless you happen to be Bałuszyński, who was hurt by it.
Martin, I mentioned that perhaps Glenn Hoddle was thinking about, putting on a player to consolidate a little bit in midfield, but just looking through the bench there, Barnby, Sheringham, Letitia, Platt, Campbell. It's only Campbell, really, is what you call a defensive player. The other four are all attacking players.
Yeah, Sol Campbell, who was used by Terry Venables as a holding player in midfield in his substitute appearances. Spare a thought for Terry Venables, who we understand is not here tonight, but I'm sure is watching eagerly what is essentially his team. No disputing that from Glenn Hoddle either. He says it'll be 7 or 8 matches before it really becomes the side and the style that the new head coach wants. Oh, Alistair. And England not out of the wood yet. And Neville hoisted up. Maybe it was hopeful, but it found Shearer. Novak. Bałuszyński able to turn and run at England, and in particular from behind from Michalski. Still 2-1, the 2 first-half goals from Alan Shearer after Poland had scored after only 6 minutes through Titko. Pearce. Nicely held up by Ferdinand. Hinchcliffe getting the throw for England. Such a quiet character, Andy Hinchcliffe. Quite embarrassed by the acclaim that comes with being called up to play for your country. Novak. Bałuszyński back on the left. Mashika ahead of him. Michalski. Poland still pressing, and England able to operate at times like the away side on the counter charge. With McManaman here trying to push the ball one side of Jóźwiak and get round in the other side, and well, it's a whole catalogue of infringements by Poland's number 4.
Just goes on and on fouling, doesn't he? He will do if he's not going to go in the book.
So, a free kick. Certainly Stuart Pearce has exerted what seniority he feels to face out a run for this one. Change the angle, and Pearce gets it on target, only parried by the goalkeeper, and no one following in the right place for England.
Yes, I was going to say, it was a terrific strike from Pearce on target. The keeper found difficulty trying to hold on to it, and nobody followed it in.
Pearce, one of the real talisman of what happened here in June, looking to assert himself for England again. Neville. Novak. 3 ahead of him. Titko is 1. Titko again through the legs of Ince. Back to Novak, who's very much the conductor of the orchestra. But the music not being played at quite the same rapid tempo of the first half. And although it's not even the scoreline, which is a happy situation for England and their supporters. Certainly has been very close in terms of attempts at goal and shots on target. It's a push by Chico. 20 minutes left. England lead, but they cannot feel that the job has been completed yet. Gascoigne, Pallister. He's given it away. Touched by Michalski. They've got runners free, and it's Novak from Michalski's pass. It's on his good left side as well, and the deflection of Neville was kind to Seaman.
Well, the warning signs are there. Pallister gives it away cheaply. They get the extra man over. It's a good block though from Neville. Takes the pace out of it and makes a comfortable save for Seaman.
One thing I haven't told you all is that Poland are on a bonus of $200,000 US. That's as a group. If they were to win tonight, whether that's contributed to the zip in their play, something has. They've given England all sorts of bother at the back. Lewinsky. Back to Wozniak. Hinchcliffe making sure it didn't drop to Chico, but here's the other number 6, Valdok. Wawrzyński. Showing him infield is one thing, but that's what he wants to do.
I don't think David Seaman will mind too much shots from that sort of distance. It must be all of 35 yards. There's got to be a terrific strike to beat David.
It's all well and good if it doesn't fly into the top corner. We're asking you again to contribute to our broadcast tonight with your votes for the green flag man of the match. 0891 111101. Incidentally, the Republic of Ireland have beaten Macedonia 3-0. Shearer and Ferdinand again with a clever piece of play.
That was a very good 1-2. Good movement here from Shearer. Ferdinand very much on the same wavelength, but a good tackle there from Joviak.
England still looking for the insurance a third goal would bring. Ashika. Now McNally. In harmony with Beckham. England have got Shearer and Ferdinand in the centre. Beckham looking for Hinchcliffe coming late on the scene. And then he drilled it across. Ince. Ferdinand and Ince. And it's Ince trying to reach it. Well, all credit to Wozniak, who we've been giving a bit of stick to, but he served his side well then.
Certainly did. Once again, another good 1-2. This time Ince and Ferdinand involved.
Shearer. Gascoigne taking it on the burst. And having the filling in the sandwich. Wanting to swap shirts. Had his mind back on the job sensibly, quickly. Back and left prostrate. Well, number 17, Saganowski, who's only 17 years old, is coming on for Poland, but England at the moment concentrating on a free kick. Hinchcliffe and Beckham are there. Hinchcliffe takes it. Shearer, whether he was just unsighted, he's annoyed with himself, you can see that.
Yes, I should think so too. That's a good chance for Alan Shearer. Great ball in. There you see it. I think it's taken him by surprise. I think he expected Joviak to head the ball. He completely misses it. And Alan can't quite react in time.
Bashika is off. Marek Saganovsky, who's gone into Dutch football this season with Feyenoord. He's still very much a junior there, but another of this new Poland generation like Chico, on which they're hoping to have a brighter future, probably compared to the devastation of the last 16 months when they haven't won an international. Beaten 5-0 by Japan during that time. Gascoigne have really given a good account of themselves here against England tonight. And now, at last, the referee's patience is tried too far. And Maito gets the first yellow card of the evening with 15 minutes to go. Trevor Francis shakes his head. The decision, or that we've had to wait so long?
Well, when you see, like, you know, every Saturday some of the bookings that we regularly see in the Premiership in the First Division, I mean, there's certainly been 5 or 6 cases today in this game.
Neville, but he's caught out, and England saved by the flag.
It was saved by Gary Pallister. He just stepped up. Good bit of defensive play this. There you see Pallister just steps up, catches him offside.
We can tell you that Italy's game against Georgia in Perugia has finished, and they have won. We've stressed all evening the importance of winning at home. We have Shearer, Italy have Ravanelli. His goal. But Arrigo Sacchi, whenever we heard his comments in Moldova on Saturday night, he said that Georgia were much stronger than Moldova. Maybe it's looked that way. Georgia next on England's itinerary in Tbilisi. Novak, who must have had more touches on the ball than most tonight. Suspect when it comes to stamina, the polls will tell you, but he's still in there pitching with 13 minutes to go. Ince. So an England win tonight will mean they will stay top of the group, but they haven't been able to significantly improve their goal difference. Becker. Getting the better of Barushinsky, not easily. I did say earlier about it being very much Terry Venable's team, but Ben Hoddle can take the credit for David Beckham's elevation at such a tender age.
Yes, he certainly plays with great confidence. Only his second cap this. What I like about him is that when he's near goal, anything up to 25 yards, he's not afraid to have a shot.
He's one of a number of players whose thoughts after this game will turn to what we're going to bring you on Sky Sports on Saturday morning. Yes, Saturday morning. Manchester United against Liverpool, live from Old Trafford. Still under threat, especially with Novak around, and he might reach this one, and he's found that big barrier, but here's David Seaman.
Well, David Seaman was very, very fortunate there. You see he gets stranded, he comes for this ball, realises he can't get there. A little lob would have beaten him completely. You would have expected Novak to have done better. He realised he made a big mistake. He knew that Seaman was in no man's land, should have just lobbed it over him. Puts it straight into Seaman's hands. Lucky break that for England.
Yes, he was in Seaman's land, which is not the textbook place to be. Some happy memories of playing against Poland, David Seaman. It was really the game 3 years ago when he got the edge over Chris Woods and was regarded as #1. Ferdinand! Zielinski, but not really with full mastery of the ball.
Well, that's a great ball from Gascoigne. Just trying to touch it over him, he just got a little nick to it. Otherwise, Les Ferdinand was in for an attempted goal.
The crowd trying to sing England home here with 10 minutes left. The energy to pick it off again. McManaman going to his right at pace. Gascoigne is the only player in the centre at the moment. Ferdinand getting there. McManaman still looking for his first England goal.
Good little dribble this from McManaman. Ideally, having gone past his last man, he could have shot across the goal, but he can't quite get enough of an angle to do it. Another positive run. Defenders don't like it when he comes into the box. They're afraid to tackle.
Well, the formation that looked so vulnerable at the start was certainly designed by Glenn Hoddle to try and include Steve McManaman where he can be at his most deadly. Coming up, again, a chance for you to be involved with our man of the match. Put your nomination to that number. It's a match that's certainly not decided yet. Let's think back to that terrible finish from the England point of view when Holland were here in the last World Cup campaign. When that late penalty turned what seemed like a certain victory into a draw. It hurt so much when the final reckoning was done and England didn't go to the United States. Gascoigne allowed to go on. Still Gascoigne. Zielinski is the defender and he did well. Ferdinand flying in. Poland got out of trouble.
Great opportunity that. Once again, another good 1-2. Gascoigne didn't quite have the pace to go on. That's why he checked back to try to get the opening.
And there's McManaman. Very important intervention that was too against substitute Saganovsky, who was taken out of the under-21 party for last night's game to have an involvement tonight. And he's certainly not wasted possession on a regular basis, Paul Gascoigne, but in that last incident it looked very much tailor-made for his particular strengths. Shearer's offside.
Yes, I'm sure he knew what he wanted to do. He knew he was in good possession, just facing the keeper here. That's the Shearer run. Well, it was very, very tight, wasn't it?
Michalski. Well, it had to be stopped by David Seaman.
And it certainly drills it hard and low. Seaman gets everything behind it.
We're moving towards the final 5 minutes. Ferdinand.
Michalski did well to get that pass through to Barushinsky. Novak taking it forward at pace. And it was a try full of character, in keeping with Poland's efforts really from the first whistle, and they're fighting to the very last.
Another great run this from Novak. Unfortunate with the ball to the back stick. Is that the player, Martin, you said's got no stamina?
That's what they say. If you're thinking about signing him, Trevor, he is 32. He's on Bundesliga wages. Battling by Ferdinand again. Gascoigne having a look round, no one quite alert straight away for the free kick. McManaman was the first to gather his wits about him. He's tucked it back for Beckham. Just send everyone home really happy if England could embroider their work here with a third absolutely clinching goal. And plenty of sting in the drive from it. We certainly had that in mind.
Certainly was a good shot this from Ince. I don't think the keeper's too comfortable with this. He doesn't catch it too cleanly. In fact, he actually drops it.
Michalski. Bosniak reflects on his latest fumble. Beckham just knocking it into the sort of space that he was sure Shearer would fill. That's great work from the England captain. McManaman is behind Beckham. Bosniak deals with it. Plenty of Polish players in midfield.
No, the better ball would have been a cross into the box where we had Ferdinand and Shearer with just one Polish defender at the back post.
Barushinsky. Chitko. Still Chitko. Still Chitko. Well, the shot I think was going wide, but it took an England touch along the way. And Barushinsky was very disappointed because Chitko had set him up here.
He certainly did. He wriggled his way past two England defenders.
Corner to Poland. Still a couple of minutes to go. Baldock in there, and Seaman grasps it gratefully. With the relief of the nation behind him.
I mean, actually it comes off Andy Hinchcliffe, doesn't it? Unfortunately, it doesn't fall to a Polish forward, but straight into the hands of David Seaman.
And had it been a back pass, it would have been nice. Improvised one, shall we say. Could never have been construed as that. Jozwiak. Novak. Saganovsky. Here come Poland again. Still feeling that there might be something in this for them. Wojtala using those long legs to good effect. Great piece of retrieving right by the touchline. This is Haito. Baldock passing the ball and the responsibility to Novak. So England are in trouble here. The tackle was by Beckham. Not the first fine tackle that he's made. And then suddenly it's 2 against 1. Shearer to Ferdinand. The finale England want but don't get. And there might be still a nervous moment or two, as there was seconds earlier in England's own penalty area.
Well, what a situation this was. England attacked virtually 3-on-2. Ferdinand just put it on the side of the keeper, gets his foot to it. But at the other end, we saw Beckham with 2 brilliant tackles within the space of 30 seconds.
Pearce trying to take the heat out of the closing moments. Here's Ferdinand. You can see what he was trying to do, get it back into the other corner from a very clever piece of work again from Beckham.
You're right, it was a brilliant pass from Beckham.
Seaman. Gets it as far away from his goal as possible. Touched on by Shearer. Fouled on. Pearce got a touch, but it drops for Saganovsky. Alistair diverting it back to Seaman. Stoppage time at Wembley. Poland have pressed England all the way. But the points are very nearly in English hands. Is that premature to talk of that? Alistair can't get there. Saganovsky. Knocked away by Pearce. Really what the situation required.
Yes, Paul Ince it was who gave it away.
And that is that. 2 World Cup wins out of 2 for England and Glenn Hoddle. The home campaign kicked off successfully thanks to Alan Shearer, who turned it around. England a goal down to Chidko. Shearer equalising with the header. And then drilling in the goal that won it. And when you think that Glenn Hoddle has had greater advantage than Graham Taylor in the last World Cup campaign, Shearer played only 3 matches out of 10 then. He scored 3 goals already as England look towards France in '98. Poland's poor run of results continues, but they're certainly not a poor side on this evidence. England's support, another full house, certainly helping. Italy next to come here in February. That will be a truly crucial night. They have beaten Georgia tonight, but also by a 1-goal margin. England next involved in Georgia in November. So far so good for Glenn Hoddle. Football's feel-good factor definitely in the air in the end tonight, but it was mighty close. England 2, Poland 1.